most likely going to be my last review before Christmas. I should be back again next week with a whole assortment of reviews, but what's more of an appropriate review to do this with, but with Violent Night, a film I wasn't so sure I wanted to see at first, but when I popped it in, I discovered I was in for one heck of a ride, and just recently I discovered that I just hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Still in shock, and I will definitely be making a special video on that soon, but thank you guys so much first and foremost. But let's also not forget about this review at hand, and let's get cracking. Violent Night is all about a Santa Claus that has become overly exhausted and dismissive of the holiday, agreeing to still do the job, albeit do it while drunk and mostly out of it. But when he runs into a home invasion where a young girl that still has Christmas spirit is in peril, he finds it within himself to get off of his sleigh and start the sleighing. I had no idea what this film was going to be when I turned it on. If I had to guess, I would have simply said, evil Santa movie. Just look at the poster. After all, I have seen and I have reviewed similar in the past, most notably with a film that was called Santa's Sleigh, which I absolutely remember hating. I think just this year, there was another movie called Christmas Bloody Christmas with, an evil robotic Santa. Didn't see it, but honestly, I thought that this was just another kind of movie like that with maybe a slightly higher budget. And, the budget thing was definitely correct, but the evil Santa thing was not. No. This is actually a gentle and kind Santa that has just had enough of people's greedy hearts, which has poisoned so many people. And so, he's over the holiday for the most part. And he kind of acts like Billy Bob Thornton's Bad Santa a little bit until he finds it within himself to save this family that's been taken hostage in a very die-hard kind of way. That kind of made me laugh. I even told a few people after I saw this movie, I said, they did it! They finally did it! They made Die Hard a Christmas movie. No more calling Die Hard a Christmas movie, because it's not. You want to see a Die Hard Christmas movie? Watch Violent Night, period. It's the same thing. But because it's Santa, and all the bad guys have festive nicknames like the Grinch and Scrooge and Candy Cane and Peppermint and all stuff like that, it's definitely Christmas. It's also got a really great soundtrack full of hilarious Christmas music to go with that violent action. It's a Christmas movie through and through. Heck, you even feel Christmas spirit in the film, which is insane given the subject matter. So anytime somebody brings up Die Hard Christmas, I'll just point them in the direction of this. So there. David Harbour does a pretty good job as this Santa, even though I don't fully believe he was ever the happy version of Santa, jolly old Saint Nick. Anytime that you hear him say ho ho ho, I didn't really believe it, but you kind of have to have that, right? He is supposed to actually be Santa after all. The action though. The action is where it's at. This film was directed really, really well when it came down to that action. Great camera work, great editing, great choreography, all of which flows together really nicely. Some of the lighting and the color works insanely well during especially the third act, but throughout the movie as well. The shout-outs to other famous Christmas films as well are evident and hilarious, and I loved every second of that. You got some very obvious nods to Home Alone, which were perfect. You got Beverly D'Angelo, who plays a vital character in this movie, who you should recognize as the mom in the Christmas Vacation film. There's just so many connections here that are honestly great. I found it to be a blast. Kind of like a few years ago, you got Mel Gibson, who played Santa in Fat Man, which also dealt with kind of the same thing. Grumpy Santa that's tired of people's crap. But you can still tell that his magic was pure and that he meant well, even though the world had changed over time. I don't know, I just found this film to be a fun time overall, and one that was done well behind the scenes. I liked the look and the ambiance of the film. I enjoyed the holiday score that worked really, really well with the action scenes. I liked the nods to other Christmas films. I liked that all the bad guys had festive nicknames. I liked that they didn't hold back with the violence, and I liked how there was still some Christmas spirit left in the film. To be honest, I wouldn't really be surprised if I ended up watching this film every year around this time. It's a great movie. It's not perfect, it won't win awards, but it's fun. Let's go ahead though and break down my final score for a second, which I gave Violent Night a B+ letter grade. Final overall score of 83%. 83 out of 100 possible stars. Now, as you can see, I definitely enjoyed the movie overall, and I consider it to be one of a kind. What about you guys, though? Did you watch Violent Night? Did you enjoy it? Why or why not? Let me know, and as for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell to be notified when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace! out! And Merry Christmas.